will explain to you what it's like to be a targeted individual. My name is Peter. I am from Bulgaria. This is a European country in Eastern Europe. I was born in the capital city of Bulgaria, and I am in my late 20s. Now, before I begin the story, I have to share with you a very important detail which I think bears a lot of weight around the issue, because this has happened to another targeted individual from the USA who experienced this phenomenon right after the September 11 incident, when the Twin Towers in New York fell in 2001. So there are some hidden aspects to this program which are hidden from the general public. In my case, the program began right after 2020. The terrorists, the gang stalkers, started to gang stalk me in 2021. So I would correlate the historical and political events with this current happening. But it's not the case all times with all targeted individuals. So now I will move on to the issue. It is an extremely unpleasant and survival-like experience to be a targeted individual. What it means to be a targeted individual, basically, it means that the ruling class, the ruling elite, the powers that be, as they're called, their intelligence community, their secret societies, their ruling rich families, their oligarchies and such, they have to do everything with it. They hire their local mafia, their local terrorists, their local gang stalkers. Basically, the most insidious part about this whole operation, this is a type of political and sociological operation. And the most insidious part about it is that it is all legally allowed, so to speak. It is written in the documents of the intelligence community, of the military, of the secret military operations, that it is legal to use force to terrorize segments of the population which those in power deem as unfit to partake in social life, or as some kind of threat to the socially induced order, or something of the sort. How I would translate it basically is just pure hatred, an evil type of satanic hatred which basically seeks a target and has found me as its target in my personal experience. This is a type of hatred which is totally irrational. It is also based on jealousy, since the gang stalkers are mostly from the lower classes and lower strata of society. In my case, they're gypsy and Muslim terrorists. They're gypsy and they do the dirty work. They're the criminal operators, the gang stalkers. Basically, where I live, in an apartment complex in the city, they're neighboring everywhere around me. They're basically everywhere, in every segment of society, in every institution, in every subculture. They are there. They are like these evil and nasty parasites who cannot produce positive energy. They are not life affirming. They're jealous. They're petty. In a certain sense, if I have to resort to political extremism, I could classify these terrorists and gang stalkers as subhuman, as the Nazi Party did during the 20th century. As there is something not fully human about them. They have this certain type of communistic, collectivist, drone-like behavior. Their consciousness is structured in such a way as to forbid true individual expression. They have a problem with the fact that a human being is a spiritual being, not just some type of political being or some type of animal being. A human being is divine in a certain sense, and these types, they have this inherent loathing, this type of reaction that they just shun away everything which reminds them of a human's greatness. They see themselves as lowly creatures, as dumb animals who roll in the mud. Basically, they do not respect their spiritual essence. In a certain sense, they do not understand what it means to be fully human. And these are exactly the types who do this type of job. They're the petty community policing types, the gang stalkers, the terrorists. They're also terrorists most of the time, the gang stalkers. They use psychotronic technology, classified military technology, which is officially hidden by documents, because this society is very funny. It is kind of like a parody of a true civilization. Basically, they have this alien technology, this grand design, these super quantum computers. They can read everyone's thoughts. Everyone has been logged into this grid, into this machine, since the end of the 20th century, basically. After the Second World War, this technology was developed in the USA, in communist Russia, and it has reached, I would say from my experience, maybe 100 or a couple hundred years in the future. This is Black Ops technology. They murder people who attempt to declassify this technology or who attempt to share the truth with the public. I myself am not related to them in any kind of way. I do not have a military background. Basically, I am left stranded. People don't share information with me. I live in this state of isolation. This is what it feels like to be a targeted individual. They have purposefully isolated me from women I want, because I need women. I need beautiful, hot, beautiful, sexy women to be with me. I want to make love to a beautiful woman. I want to be with a beautiful woman. This is a very true desire that is probably one of my deepest desires in this life. I find it very unfortunate that this society has repressed sexuality, that it bans sexuality. I even think that one of the reasons that I'm a targeted individual is because I want to have sex with beautiful women. And there are these evil satanic societies who want to castrate men. They want castrated pussy boy men. They want weak men who won't fight back, who won't speak freely. They basically want an excuse for a man. These ugly, retarded, fat, and sick in the head men who work in the field of gang stalking. These are the types most of the time. They're failures in life. Basically, they do not have positive outlook. They do not want positive outcome. They do not want the good things in life, as they would say. These types of people, they're the ones who are into gang stalking, who are torturing me with psychotronic warfare, voice to skull, dreamscape technology, reading my thoughts. Everywhere I go, they know about me. This is also one of the parts of this program. It has to do with the breakthrough in technology. They're basically, in my opinion, putting out the old Atlantean technology from the old world, the ancient civilizations. They have recreated it, or they have kept some of it hidden throughout the ages. I actually wonder about these topics. They're very interesting. I do not know for sure. Some say that this technology was recreated through the blueprints, our computers, TV stations, radio stations, everything also would have been recreated by a type of cosmic intelligence, type of alien intelligence, which has given humankind reason. And this technology is so advanced that they can basically read an entire person and know everything about them with this technology. And The national security agencies use it. My country is in the NATO alliance. It was basically a bloc from communist Russia. This is a very tragic part of history from my country. In my opinion, the Russians, they freed our people, they helped the Bulgarians defeat the Ottoman Turks, the Muslim invaders who had enslaved Bulgaria for around 500 years. Basically, Bulgaria was enslaved, I think, in total 3 times, from what I know in history. It was enslaved by the Byzantines at first. The original Bulgars, they didn't want to accept Rome and the Roman religion. They did not want to accept Christianity and the Byzantine Eastern Orthodox Christian Church. The ancient Thracian people, the ancient Greeks, the ancient Bulgars, they were rather a free people. They did not take very kindly to slavery, as far as I know, but they themselves got enslaved, first by the Roman Empire, by the Byzantines, and then by the Muslims, the Ottoman Turks. And now, after this, the Russians, the Russian monarchy, before communism, the Russian monarchy helped Bulgaria to defeat the Ottomans, but then in the end of World War II, when Hitler lost the war, the communists invaded, Stalin invaded Eastern Europe. He basically took over this part of Europe, and to this day my people suffer from their terror, the Bolshevik terror, the communist red terror. These unempathetic butchers who do not even help me to be with the beautiful woman I want. If there's so much for free love, for free things, for friendship, then why don't they tell me the truth? Why don't they help me? Why doesn't a hot communist woman come and become my girlfriend? Why are they so stingy, these red types, these communist type? Why? Why all the hatred from them? Why don't they help me in life? They say I'm in a bad position. They say I'm a targeted individual. Why do they join my enemy? Why do they join the enemy of humanity when they could help me? They could give me the woman I need, the love I need, the acceptance I need. These types. And this whole phenomena, the gang stalking, in political terms, this is called community policing. Now here comes the very, very interesting part. Now when the communists won the Second World War, they basically wanted to force people to be politically correct, to accept other races, to accept other cultures, to basically accept the people who want to rape them, murder them, destroy their civilization. This is what the communist ideology teaches. people. And these types in politics, they have invented the term community policing. Basically, in a given community, there are a lot of different type of subcultures, different types of people, and there are conflicts, there are wars sometimes, and these power hungry types, they basically stalk people. This is their job, the national security job. They're told they have to do this to protect the country, to yada 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 yada, to be good and moral. But then they get their nose into every little detail of a person's life, person who is basically a stranger to them. I'm a stranger to them. I have no relation to them. Basically, they're from a different world than mine. These community policing types. And they want to gaslight me. Here's what they do. They're manipulators. They're evil by nature. They're petty, malicious, and manipulative. They want to control the perception of a person, so the person destroys himself. They do this to me. They want to do this to me. They do this to every targeted individual. As far as I can remember, this bad treatment I have gotten since childhood in my country of Bulgaria. It's just like this. I don't know. I haven't lived in other countries. I don't know how it's there, but here I don't know why. I will not give up. I will train in the gym. I will have a very beautiful body. And these communistic types who are also in politics, here's their biggest mistake, in my opinion. The only humane part about their whole political ideology, when put in practice, there are, I think, only 2 countries in the world who have put this into practice, and they're not actually communist. It's just a political move to help their people, to install universal basic income, to have free energy, to not have to pay the state, to not have to be a slave, to work 9 to 5 like a slave in slave labor, to be a free human being, what it actually means to be human. To not have to work for a corporation which does not care about you, which only uses you like a sucker, while the rich boss, he does whatever he wants, he has all the women he wants. He basically power trips, and the worker, he's like a worker drone, like a slave. He just sits there miserably, toils away, and his whole existence becomes toilsome, becomes unpleasant, is tinted with the air of failure. Well, the one who succeeds in society, he has riches. He's the rich person. He's the free person, the one who does not answer to anybody. Now the big mystery is, do they have to answer to the deep state, to the powers that be? Because this whole technology, this whole charade, this targeted individual program, it comes from there, from the deep state, from the international mafia, from those in power, from the human trafficking rings. There is a lot of literature written about them. A lot of good books have been written. A lot of truth has been spoken about the evil which rules here on this earth, the evil forces which have dominated humanity. And humanity tries to battle them, but in the end it also dies as their frail mortals. And this whole operation that they do, they have made it illegal. It is endorsed by the military. Those who partake, now I will tell you what types they are. The higher-ups, which have military background or national security background or something like that, they are most probably ex-military personnel. They could have become mobsters, for example, or some type of Satanist. The type of person who wants to make it so that another person can lose so they can win. This is I think the core of Satanism in the context of social life. This is how it operates. Basically, because of these types, they also hide behind Christianity and the church. Because of these types, I am in isolation. Because of these types, they challenge me. This is a game they play. They play this game with gladiators in ancient Rome. They challenge me and they expect a reaction. Now I have shown them, I have told them, I want to be with a beautiful woman, to make love to a beautiful woman. I do not want to engage in warfare. I do not want to act like a brutish animal. I think that in the relation between man and woman, in the sexual relation, the truth is revealed. A man does not have to act like a dumb animal, and he does not have to support these terrorists, these gang stalking types, this type of consciousness. Basically, this type of consciousness, some people call it fascism, some call it authoritarian communism. Very similar, if not the same. Now, this type of consciousness is the consciousness that the state controls everything, that man is little, petty, powerless, and that the state is everything, overpowering, big, and everything else. And And this type of consciousness, I think this is why they have chosen me as the chosen one, as some would say in these types of cultures, because I do not accept their consciousness. I do not accept this type of consciousness that the state is above the human. I do not like to feel like this. I do not want to feel like the state is above me. I prefer to feel like I'm the one in control, like I'm the one who is the free man, not the other way around. I don't like someone to tell me what to do. I would only listen to a woman who would please me sexually. Otherwise, I don't think I will obey anyone. Basically, what they have done, they wanted to seem as if I'm the one who obeys them. But they have made it so because they control my actions, they have controlled my psychological life. I did not know about this technology since a couple of years back when they started gang stalking me. I just did not have this background. If I knew about this, I think I would have communicated in a different way with people. Basically, I would not have trusted these Satanists who did not please me sexually, these satanic women who did not please me sexually. I should have acted cold and distant towards them, since they do not want to be warm towards me. My mistake was that I gave these types a chance when they did not please me sexually. They did not grant me what I need. They did not respect me. This was disrespect from them towards me. When I have a need, it is an urgent need, a strong, primal need, and they say no to this need, this is an enemy act. They hate me. They want me to suffer. They're Satanists, and they see me as their enemy. This is why they torture me. This is why they gang stalk me. This is why they challenge me. They want to destroy a person when they target someone. They want to destroy your ego, your identity, your sense of self, everything, your values, your principles. But when they attack me, basically like attacking a rock. I was named Rock. My name also means this. I will not back down. They have basically turned me into the one hated by the state, by the secret gang stalking state. But I should not give up. I have seen people in the targeted individual community who have girlfriends. There are men who are also tortured via psychotronics, and they seem to find a partner in life, a girlfriend. So also this is a message. I will talk about this more probably. It is very important subject, the problems between men and women, because I myself basically am one of the men who have mostly been rejected by the women I know. I am introverted. I have not had almost any kind of social life basically, and I do not know how to change this. This is the way I am basically. I don't like fake people. Most people are fake, they're malicious, they're gossipy, they want to gossip. These are traits which are dishonorable to me. I do not like their petty consciousness. It's a pity that so many hot women are like this. I would use them sexually, but if they're petty and really hate me and want me to suffer, then I don't know. Why do they hate me so much? It's very strange. It's one of those things in life where you just don't know. It just doesn't have an explanation. And so this is basically what it's like be a targeted individual. It's an extremely unpleasant experience being ostracized, marginalized, and they try to make it so that they use this psychological trick. It's like out of the psychiatrist manipulator manual. They want you to actually start believing that everything will have a negative outcome. They want you to become a failure like that. And I know they're not very intelligent, the ones who try to manipulate me. They can't make me believe it. I train hard in the gym. I will prove them wrong. I will show the women I want what a beautiful body I will sculpt. And I will share my journey with you when I begin to make very serious progress in a couple of years. I will be natural. I don't know if I will get very muscular, but I will get muscular for sure. And you will see, they will not stop me in society. I will have what I want. I will make it so. The things which are in my control, I will take care of them. And the things which are not in my control, how people perceive me, how the woman I want will perceive me, this is something which I can only pray, I can only hope that the woman will love me, will accept me. I can only hope at this point, since I am not of the type that is like those who are torturing me. And I like the expression of a free love. I like true love, real love. I don't like society. I really don't like the social rituals, the fakeness, the fake smiles, the fake speech in society, the small talk. I hate those fake social rituals, but I do love the expression of love. And I hate how these torturers, these human traffickers, they want to take away this from a person. They basically they show the same type of treatment towards me that they show their human trafficking victims. But since I have nothing to do with them, I just live by myself. Their victims get entrenched with them one way or another. Some of them are even born into the mafia. But in my case, these types, the gang stalkers, the human traffickers, they are not from my world. Basically, I have not given them access to my world. And so they torture me distantly with this weapon, psychotronic warfare. It was used in the Cold War also. There were some political scandals called Havana syndrome. It's basically, it's a social phenomenon. It's not out there. It happens to millions of people around the world. It happens also in China. It happens a lot in the BRICS alliance. Also, it happens in NATO alliance. It happens everywhere. I think where there is civilized life, it happens. And it's a grid. This is a grid they have built. And with this grid, they monitor everyone. They read people's thoughts, monitor their biology. And it's a type of phenomena which does not have a very rational explanation. It's rooted in hatred. When they choose someone, basically they want to neutralize the target. For example, they treat me as if I'm the primitive one, as if I'm somehow not as smart as them or as savvy as them. It's basically gaslighting, manipulation, and they want to make it so that they have their hidden secrets, their hidden powers, and by these powers they control society. They play their political games, their cloak and dagger games, and they send people to die. They make wars. They kill people. They torture people. And when the system, it's basically the system, when the system puts a mark on you that it hates you, it's basically like a death sentence. It's a modern version of human sacrifice. This is how I interpret it. These types, these satanic types, they want to sacrifice the human being. And they choose who to sacrifice. And it's so an unfair game. It's an illegitimate game. They are not legitimate rulers. The tyrants who do these things. Basically, they are not true ruling elite. They have usurped the power from the likes of me. This is the dark truth, which they know, and probably is the true occult reason why they're doing what they're doing to me, why they have targeted me. And when the system does it, the only thing that the man can do to hope, to not lose faith, and to be strong. I do not see other way. Basically, even if they make sounds in my head, in some cases the sounds stop. For example, this person from USA, which I said about him in the beginning, he experienced voice to school for a couple of years, and they stopped, but they still hate him. They do not give him a job in America. They want him to not be in America, and now he will leave. He will leave USA. And this is how they treat people. They get in the way of a person. But even if they targeted me, I will not give up.